Apparently that whole mama bear viciously protecting her cubs thing, yeah, it's true. Bears is the latest story documentary from Disneynature. This one follows a mom and her two cubs adventuring through life between hibernations. Coincidentally, Adventuring Through Life Between Hibernations is also the title of my autobiography. John C. Reilly steps in to do the narration on this and not only gives us the information we need, but also voices the thoughts of our three teethy travelers. And since so much of the film depends on his performance, let's just start there. It's great. Let's even call it the best thing. Now, to be honest, at first, when I heard his voice, it felt a little goofy for what could be some really serious moments in this documentary. He's no Morgan Freeman, that's for sure. But overall, I think that ended up being an amazing thing. His voice is playful enough to really capture the character of these cubs as they experience their first year in this new world. That levity is welcome, and some of his delivery in the funnier moments of their journey is downright hilarious. He also manages to capture the more intense moments as well, albeit by using more empathy than gravitas. But it seems to work just fine. Plus, this movie is absolutely stunning to look at. Every frame is thrillingly gorgeous, with the colors and textures of the Alaskan wildlife jumping off the screen. Not to mention, these cubs are about the most adorable thing I've ever seen. Even if some of the adult bears, including Mama Bear by the way, are more scary than cuddly and have some really intense confrontations. Another thing worth mentioning, the movie runs less than 80 minutes, which keeps things moving nice and fast and not taking up much more time than an hour show on television. Which brings me to one of the issues I actually had with Bears. It often feels like a TV documentary special you'd see on the Discovery Channel. Now, that's not as much of a knock on it as you might think. Those docs are actually pretty good stuff, but it does make you wonder why you would shell out movie-going money for something you could likely approximate through your local TV provider. The answer, of course, is that it's better on the big screen, but it's still difficult to get past that psychological hurdle that you might be paying for the bear when you could get the growl for free. More than that, though, if anything bothered me about the movie, it was that some of the dramatic tension felt a bit forced and manipulated to me. I mean, I know they have to tell a story, but there were a couple moments here that seemed to rely on some overly dramatic editing and story massage of what was probably just a normal day in the woods for our gang. At the end of the day, Bears is a beautiful, compelling documentary with some great voiceover and incredible images. It's a wonderful experience, even if a little story manipulation brings it down to a solid B+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, I'm going to throw some stuff up over here you can click on. If you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. Want to see more? Well, you can click over here to see my reviews of Transcendence, Heaven is for Real, or A Haunted House 2. You can also click the logo right up here to go to yourmoviefriend.com, where you can search by title for reviews. And finally, this review's best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. What is the best movie ever featuring a bear? Wow, lots of good ones to choose from here, but it's hard for me to pick anything other than the one that also featured a cowboy and an astronaut. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.